Welcome everybody to the two-man power trip, the black man starting a nerd lifestyle. I'm Nicholas, Mr. Go with the Flow.
And I'm the man with the plan, Maurice.
And we're back with another edition of the Blerd By Nature Podcast. Big Zilla and the 5'3" Illa from Tokyo, Black Anime Podcast number 202. Happy Pride, happy Caribbean Heritage Month, happy Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and happy post-Juneteenth on us. Welcome to the Blerd By Nature Podcast. What's up, co-host?
What's good, bro? All of that and some good sauce. What's good?
Yep, June is heavy busy, and we're going to be chatting about a bunch of stuff. So let's step into some vibe, guys. Before I get on my high diatribe of a lot of shit that was going on around with me, how has your weeks and stuff?
I'm good. Like I said, since the last time we recorded, we went to Bad Boy. The weekend was chill. Work has been just work. I'm going back to the office a couple of days a week. Other than that, I've been all right.
Gucci.
This heat, you miss me with this heat wave though.
This heat wave. I was talking to Kevin, and I was like, yo, this reminds me of when we was recording for that episode. Right off top, we was like, damn son, that heat is hitting crazy.
Man, listen, I went on Juneteenth. I forgot I had rescheduled my doctor's appointment, so I went to go see my doctor, and it just happened that, yes, so I rescheduled it. It was last minute. I forgot about it, and I was like, look at my calendar. I was like, oh shit. So I went to go see my doctor, and then her AC just happened to be on the fritz that day.
Oh fuck!
I was like, all days. Oh my god!
Not melting in the doctor's office.
Melting in the doctor's office. I think I hate here. I don't like Earth 2. I'm ready to go.
That's damn shame. That's damn shame. That's a mess co-host.
I was big. Oh,
but you got anything? You good? You good so far? All good with the checkup?
Yeah, everything is fine. Besides being roasted.
Yeah, true that. I hear that, man. Well, let's go down my accords in everything that's gone down the last couple of weeks. So since about April, come up, I've talked with my aunt about this upcoming arrangement for my mother's birthday. We're breaking it down, I want to say like mid-April towards like the end of April. Me and my aunt had spoken about like what we were going to do for my mother's 70th birthday. And from that point on, it was like we was looking at like restaurants and stuff like that for us to do like a nice event and stuff like that. Gather up the names for parties and stuff like that and see what we can. Over the weeks, we like the first time we went to like this restaurant called Modern's nearby us in like New Rochelle and stuff like that. We went back and forth and talked to the place, and we wanted to set everything on accord and stuff like that. After that happened, my aunt had gotten ill for a bit, and that left me with a lot of the preparations, a lot of like front work and stuff like that. I've been back and forth with the place, discussing different like menu options and what they have for amenities and what we can do in the lounge room and stuff like that. I've been back and forth getting information from my mom on the outside of her not knowing and stuff like that, but at least give me the names of like a hypothetical list and names and numbers so I could do massive amounts of text and stuff like that. And I had Kenya trying to work out like the text, the formal text I should send everybody out and stuff like that, and then keeping with that certain text and stuff like that, following up on people and finding out and keeping multiple charts on who's coming, what's happening, who's dropping out, who's dropping in, what's the situation, creating like photo gallery videos and stuff like that, trying to get decorations in order, trying to figure out the food menu, the cake, all that. People are coming in from like different parts of the country and stuff like that. The mom had friends and X, Y, and Z and stuff like that. All in all, I've been back and forth with that place about like 5 different times myself, meeting with multiple managers and X, Y, and Z. All I know is at the end of the day, this past weekend was the celebration, and it really went well. Overall, went over there first, and I had to drag because Kenya sent all the decorations over to my house, and it was supposed to be her coming over here, and then we were supposed to head off there together, but she was running a bit behind, so I had to grab a bag and stuff all those stuff and hop into an Uber as quick as I can. They gave us about like 2 hours off rip to like set up and stuff like that, so I got in there, and then Kenya kind of was running a bit late, so I was over on the phone trying to figure out what the hell to do and decorations and stuff and put up. Then Kenya got there, and then within like about 10 minutes, my aunt and my uncle and my auntie from California came over and stuff like that, and they started to help us put up a couple of stuff. A couple of people started showing up a bit too early, and we had to put them on pause and stuff like that while we put up some other stuff and stuff. But everybody was, good and chilling and stuff like that. And then by the time it came around, people had their seats and stuff like that. We were all good. We had all set up tables. They came out with the appetizers and stuff like that. Everything was well. And mom came in and we did the whole celebratory surprise and stuff like that. She was happy to see her friends. By Kenya's idea and omission and stuff like that. She gave her a sash and she had a crown. Kenya thought the crown was too small, but mom loved the crown. We all agreed that all the decorations was good, even though she didn't feel like she had enough time or didn't understand the space, even though I kind of told her how the space was going. But the decorations were fine overall. Everything was plastered up and stuff like that. Multiple speeches of love for my mom. And
awesome.
We was at the table and stuff like that, and everybody was doing well. All the food came out well. Everybody liked the options. It was like eggplant parm and penne al vodka and shrimp scampi and stuff like that. Stuff was good. It was good. It was a long time coming to put everything together. It was expensive as fuck too, and probably the most I've ever spent at the dinner. And this definitely includes my 25th birthday when I was wilding that time too. But yeah, this all came together pretty good, and I was happy that it was a stressful ass time trying to put it all together and going back and forth and trying to talk to everybody and having this shit squarely depended on me and a lot of money, but it all came out well, and I was happy about it. So mom had a good time, and I appreciated that.
I'm happy for you, and I love that for your mom.
Yep. It was a milestone birthday. It was good to have a whole bunch of speeches, a whole bunch of videos, a whole bunch of good times and stuff like that. The music was good, and everybody enjoyed themselves, and everybody got a little goodie bag and stuff like that. Everybody had a good time, and everybody told me they had a good time. I sent the thank you notes, and everybody had like very last minute great stuff to say. So that was good. That was pretty much Saturday's whole event in a nutshell. With that, everybody had a good time, and then we saunter over to. So Sunday was like the chill day, and then Monday I took off specifically because I had this way in advanced. Shout outs to future podcast guest that will be here. Shout outs to Darnell, man. So Darnell's wedding was on my mother's actual birthday, which was this past Monday. So after I gave mom her final gift and stuff like that, later on in the day, after like me and mom wanted to go to IHOP and stuff like that, we went out and did a couple errands. After that was over, we everybody like went off their own ways and stuff like that. I took an Uber all the way out to I think it was the place was called Terrence on the Park. Never been out there. It's a place a little bit past LaGuardia and Queens and stuff like that. Amazing place. I legit gotta ask Darnell the when he gets on, I'll probably ask him like the breakdown of how they got everything together and stuff like that. But shout outs to Darnell and Kimberly. They had an amazing wedding. The ceremony was great. I got there about like a little bit before 6. He ideally told everybody to get there by like 6:15. Ceremony, we went in. We went in. We got our seats and sat down. The ceremony, the vows and everything, all that shit was busted out like 20 minutes tops. That was the quickest vows ceremony shit altogether, but it was like real good. They had everybody coming down. They had the Boys to Men playing and shit like that. My son Darnell was clean as fuck. The most time I've ever seen Darnell, that is the cleanest as fuck I have ever seen the general. Homie was looking extra fresh.
Yep.
The shit was great. And then his wife was extra beautiful with the red dress. They picked out the colors phenomenally. White, black, and gold. And they was stepping out. They made sure they was the only ones wearing red. And boy, did they kill that shit with the king and queen crowns and shit like that. And one thing you know about Darnell is if you knew Darnell, as long as I've known Darnell going way, way back since high school, he is unapologetically himself. So him giving his own personal vows with his confidence, his level of comedy and everything all together, beautiful. Shit was funny. He had his almost wife to now wife like stumbling. She was nervous as hell and shit like that. And homie stood 10 toes down side. He was on that shit like, I'm about this. It's wedding life. Y'all, son, y'all. if you got to see that shit was
That's what's
amazing.
up.
To see my boy do that shit, and then right after that, they had a little cocktail hour. We was all eating and drinking, anything, open bar and shit like that. It was nice. The little outside terrace and stuff like that. We were taking all the photos and shit like that. Shit was going hard. I picked gang in the building and shit like that. I ain't seen other Nick in a couple years now. And then he had the cosplay community pulling up and shit like that. Him and his family in the photos and shit like that. Him and me in the booth with the photos and shit. The shit was going crazy. Then we went into the dinner room and shit like that. And that's when the masquerade ball came in. They had a little section. If you didn't have your own mask, you pick it up. But if you brought a mask in there, like when they came in for the introduction and shit like that, everybody was in the masquerade. They made the big entrance and shit like that. The married couple was sitting by the big table. The DJ was going off because every time some shit was going off and there was a dance party, he'd shoot out like sparklers in the building. I was like, yeah, this shit crazy. When the dance music was going off, shit, I was going in.
I heard about you.
Darnell, oh yeah, Darnell.
Heard my co-host.
The shit was crazy. Hashtag the pastor. Pastor was going off and shit like bro, shit was crazy. The presentation of the Garda, the bouquet tossing and shit like that, like everything all together, shit was great. His uncles was hilarious because they was roasting him all the same, but it's all in good jest and love, and just mad shit, man. The everything about it was just beautiful. Just seeing them two together was really nice. So shout out to Darnell and that whole procession and shit like that. I was happy to be out there and supporting and shit like that. I barely knew anybody, because I ain't know his family like that, but like I was happy to be there for homie, and then he was checking on everybody and all. I was like, yo, bro, be good. you got tons of shit on your shoulders, so it's all good, bro.
Nah, that's what's up. Sounds wonderful.
But yeah, Monday was lit, and then Tuesday I came back, and that was right when all hell. So the Friday beforehand, before I left in my day off for work specific and shit like that, they're working on construction, and they finally got around to our office and shit like that. So we had to move to another office. So before I had to leave with all this shit that I had to do on Saturday and all that shit, I had to pack up. All hell broke loose on that Friday because I had to end up quickly packing my office out of left field. Even though they said I was gonna be the last one to leave and shit like that, I still had to pack up everything out of left field and shit like that. And then I packed up everything and I left sticky notes on what the hell to take to the next office and whatnot and shit like that. I come back Tuesday expecting my shit to already be moved. Everybody else, all the other rooms was moved, but mine wasn't moved yet. I was like, what the fuck y'all rushed me on Friday to do? So I sat there in that one day trying to catch up on all my work that I missed on Monday with the stressful business of having to pull out stuff and then repack it so they could take all my shit by the end of the day and move it over. And now today was a mess because they had to pack everything in like from yesterday, and then today I finally was in my new office where I gotta show you the video of me walking around the new office that I'm supposed to be staying in 3 weeks while they work on the actual new office for us to go back in. But this shit is smaller than the other one.
It's smaller?
Yes, it's smaller. I will show you the video.
Nah, bro.
So yes, it's once again another messy situation and stuff like that. In the midst of everything, dude, there's a lot of shit I can't even say because
you already had a micro apartment in the office already. So
listen, there's dealing the last couple of weeks at work has been dealing with some lawsuits and some bullshit and some X, Y, and Z and so much mess and drama and X, Y, and Z and all kind of leverage bullshit when it comes to work and shit like that. But yeah, when I tell you the last couple of weeks been some busy shit, that has been my vibe, guys. A whole bunch of shit been going down.
Wow. Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah, man. Nigga,
the vibe has not been vibing.
Vibe has been busy, it's been stressful, has been happy, has been tired, has been annoyed, has been a lot of shit, but the vibes have definitely been vibing for sure. But yeah, so on that a lot of notes, let's go to the off the cuff discussion. And this sprang to me as we was watching like the Bad Boys movie and stuff like that, and kind of like Will Smith in general, which kind of interests me in this thought, and I wanted to bring this to co-host. So I said, what's your thoughts on this? Actors who you feel would have been an interesting fit in different roles. And what brought this up was seeing Will Smith and always remembering that that they always brought up that he dropped out of that role for Neo when he was supposed to be in the Matrix, or Arsenio Hall saying he was supposed to be Mike Lowry.
So
yeah. So who do you think is like an actor who you feel would have been an interesting fit in a role they didn't get before?
Okay, let's see. That's a lot. I'm trying to think about that.
Like anything that springs to mind, like a certain acting role that you saw somebody in that be like, I could probably see them in that fit. Like a random thought in mind would be like if they didn't put Samuel L. Jackson in Django and like Wesley Snipes was free at the time and he decided to do that role instead and coon it up.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. I'm trying to think of people that probably. In fact, you said Eddie Murphy is Mike Lowry. I couldn't see it, but wow.
Arsenio Hall.
That's wild.
That's another one. I mean, hell, what if Eddie Murphy was in Bad Boys and took over from Martin Lawrence? Do you think Eddie Murphy and Will Smith's chemistry would have been great?
It would have been different.
Or shit, just what if it was the Coming to America group doing Bad Boys?
Like I say, put Martin in Coming to America. That's
another thing. Shit.
It would have been different. It still would have been funny, but it would have been different.
Yeah. That's an interesting thought. Shit. Yeah.
Put Will Smith in Rush Hour.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. Chris Tucker in Bad Boys as well.
I think if you'd have did Will Smith and Chris Tucker, that could have worked too in Bad Boys. That could have worked.
Or they could have ended up, too many good comedians in the pot. Maybe they struck gold with this pairing specifically with Will Smith and Martin Lawrence.
They play off each other very well.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things that makes Bad Boys work is that the dynamic of Will and Martin, they play off each other so well.
That and also the mere fact that they can play off each other in different eras where you can see them in Bad Boys 1 where they're like so young and slim and moving and shit like that. Bad Boys 2, they like a bit more grizzled and out the business, but they still like topping they form. And then like Bad Boys 3 come around and it's been years and they struggling with their older selves and stuff like that, back in the game and stuff like that. And then by like Bad Boys 4, they on like the edge teetering of life and shit like that, hitting the major crisis and shit like that, bouncing, and it can be funny through all of it. And that's a strike of gold pairing.
It's the dynamic that dynamic of them two. It worked.
You know what's crazy? I heard when I go to my one of my favorite review duos and stuff like that, and Double Toasters and shit like that, they were talking about the original concept of Bad Boys was supposed to be two white guys. It was supposed to be like I think it was Dan Carvey or something like that, and some Aykroyd or Dan Aykroyd or something like that. It was supposed to be like two white guys comedians.
I can see the premise of that. I can see that being the premise.
Yeah, the buddy cop dynamic of it would, I don't know. It's just been too long, and seeing this hack do the way it's done for so long, I don't know, man.
No, now, like I said, once you got that duo that works, it works.
Yeah.
And then you just build around it. Martin Lawrence, Will Smith, they work. They work just like Chuck and Jackie Chan. Work. It's like you have certain duos and they just work. They complement each other.
Shit. What how about ideally, I know we got the Expendables out of this, but like imagine Bad Boys took a different kind of direction with it and less funny and more straight up serious. And it was like less it's like a buddy cop, but without less the comedy. And just imagine if it was like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone.
It wouldn't hit the same.
Yeah, I mean it wouldn't because that's not a comedy. But like imagine them like 80s serious. It's like Bad Boys, as in like these are the serious like action actors and shit like that doing they damnedest.
They could have did it, but like I said, it wouldn't hit the same.
Yeah.
Is it doable? Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, also we always got to take in effect with egos and whatnot.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. But I think for them, they hit the right balance.
Oh yeah, definitely, without a doubt. That's why they can continue to do this shit. That's why people are calling for shit Bad Boys 5. So like they ain't done with this yet.
Now at this point, it might be time to pass the torch.
That's what they could do. I mean, I thought that's what they ideally was doing in Bad Boys 3. 3. But I mean, if they want to finally make it official by Bad Boys 5, I guess so.
Yeah, because at this point, I think they have enough set up. I think they got enough set up where they could do it.
I believe it. I think it would work.
They could pass it on to Reggie and Marcus's son. I mean, Mike's son.
Oh yeah.
If they would have continued, I think that both of them have been established enough with. I think if they want to hand it off, they could.
Yeah.
And have Will and Martin do a little cameo scaring.
I could definitely see them at least attempting or trying or seeing what they could do with that. I mean, it would put a nice bow on a final step of a story there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so just closing that off the cuff discussion for this week, and let's change into some nerd/reboot news, because there's been a bunch of a whole bunch of chatter and a whole bunch of talk on a bunch of stuff. So last time we did a review on Gurren Lagann, and that was a Gainax property and stuff like that in the anime creation world. And like the next day after we did that review, it was announced that the company gone bankrupt. I don't know what the fuck happened there, but like, well, shit.
Wow.
This is the studio that brought you like Neon Genesis Evangelion and so many other famous animes in general that's just mind changing and world changing and stuff like that. And I don't know what happened. They struggling right now. So it's just wild how that that's that wild synergy at that shit. But hopefully they can bounce back from that shit. I don't know, man. Shit's crazy. It's crazy to see legendary companies going through shit.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yep. So this is a two-parter next on the news. So we've seen the trailer and we watched it over, but what's your thoughts on that Power Rangers retro game that they announced?
I'm interested. I'm here for it.
Yep, that beat 'em up TMNT style of game, X-Men style of game and stuff like that, with a few like added motions and shit like that, with the going through the Zords and shit like that, going to Megazord battle and shit like that. I mean, I'm interested, and I was saying this from before, but like this is always the easiest marketing when it comes to like Power Rangers in general. But you can always do this, and then you can always maximize it by putting in multiple seasons. You can just keep this game forever running by just using different seasons as it keep on going. You can start with the Mighty Morphin and then just add the DLC pack of the Zeo or the Ninja or the just even if you want to stop at just the Zordon saga and shit like that, just go all the way to space. Like you can just keep on changing the villain, and with the sprite variations and shit like that, you can just keep on moving it on.
Yeah, you can. They have plenty of content to do it.
That's what I'm saying. You can never like they're not using the 30-year Power Rangers for nothing else. So I might as well.
Gotta look at Hasbro on that one.
Well, that's part of the second part of the news. So as we heard, Hasbro been fucking up with the game, and they said them and Netflix ain't coming together on this reboot, even though they promised us, and that was the last thing we was getting for Power Rangers, and that was our gliding hope after they decided to end the series after like 30 years of shit. They decided to cut the cord, and we was like, all right, so clean slate, we gonna do this thing on Netflix. Netflix gave them the big wave with the 30-year anniversary and shit like that. Now we gonna come in with the new reboot, these new fresh ideas, new shit, modernize the Power Rangers. What we gonna do with this? I know we doing Mighty Morphin all over again, but what's the new concept we doing here? And these niggas was like, yeah, they're not. Hasbro's like, they not agreeing to our demands, so we gonna have to workshop this somewhere else. I'm like, Hasbro, you don't give a shit about Power Rangers, man. Y'all really don't. Y'all don't. I don't know how the fuck this happened, but like, y'all niggas is fumbling the bag. Where's the Saban? I don't know how the hell that happened.
They had all of the pieces. Listen, you had Netflix as a partnership. You had the Cobra Kai Power Ranger Stone Canyon that you
got use. Transformers right there. You got Transformers and G.I. Joe literally working together.
Right? I'm like, all the pieces was there for y'all to do something.
At this point, the fucking the last Transformers Beast War movie that we saw, they introduced the G.I. Joe. At this point, get crazy with it. Where the fuck is the beep, 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 beep? That should be the end of the next fucking movie. Why the fucking Power Rangers here? Why the fuck G.I. Joe here? Fuck not. Why the fuck that? Right? Yeah. Y'all bought this property. 30 years of shit, and all the fandom, all the craziness, all the toy lines and shit like that. All y'all niggas want to do is lightning collections of Mighty Morphin. Bro! What are y'all doing? There's comics. There's so much so much shit. Do more than just the basics. And then when y'all do y'all big entries of what's the new upcoming toys that's dropping and shit like that, y'all barely show our power. Like, why y'all bought it? Why y'all bought this?
Yeah, that's what I don't understand. Like, I know what Hasbro is, and at its core, it's a toy company. That's what
I'm saying. Why y'all bought this?
If y'all be the toy company, but yet y'all buy a property and make next to what are we doing?
Nada.
Why?
Or even in the tiniest bit of collaboration, y'all don't go far enough with it. Y'all do the bare minimum. But the mere fact that we get this retro game, which I'm pretty sure this is a third-party shit on the slide. Only thing they had to do was ask Hasbro to probably use the Mighty Morphin name title. They was like, oh yeah, the retro stuff is probably hot. I see TMNT selling and X-Men looking hot. They probably told them niggas, all right, go ahead. We don't care. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I just don't get it.
No, nobody's understanding what the fuck's going on. Everybody, I've seen so many videos of what do you think is going to be the next fate on Power Rangers? Niggas don't know. Hasbro don't care. But this fandom in hell, they decided to drop Cosmic Fury like a bad habit. 10 episodes and the shit just dropped, and then the pop and circumstances that shit just came up and died. And it was like 30 years, guys. Good job. Bye. Like, what?
And this was my concern when I heard Hasbro brought them initially, because I'm like, guys, you're not in production. You guys make toys, so what are you doing?
You thought this would have been the perfect thing, though, because it's like they're in the business of making the toys. This is the number one motherfucking show that does nothing but sell product. This is the product show. What are you doing? There's new content every day in the fucking comics.
That was my biggest concern. Initially was like, okay, you guys, that's guys' realm is toys. Saban was a production company, so they made TV shows, they did stuff like that. And I was like, okay, what are you gonna do with the show though? I see you guys making toys, but what are you gonna do with the show?
But that's the worst part about it is the Hasbro has lacked on making the toys, the number one thing that y'all do. So that was already our ace in the hole to prove that this shit is going down like the Hindenburg. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I wouldn't expect them to drop the ball on the toys and the show.
That's what I'm saying. They dropped on what y'all spent this money on. Why y'all buying this product? What are y'all doing this? Y'all not making the money back because y'all not doing the effort. What's happening?
Yeah, I'm just like,
we all baffled. We all baffled. I don't know.
If it's one time I need the House of Mouse to step in,
which is to say we need Disney to come save Power Rangers again is what?
It's just like this is one of those times where I need the House of Mouse to flex a little bit.
We'll see if the House of Mouse even care anymore. I mean, they like to gobble up everything, so maybe they might take it back. Who knows?
Right? Because I can see them making a place for it.
I mean, Disney always needs another world or something. Power Ranger world in a corner or something like that. Do something. I don't know. But yeah. Anyways, going back on the nerd news, I showed you this. I don't know if you watched it in full, but that Among Us trailer, they dropped a new trailer for the show and stuff like that. Did you see it?
Yes, I saw it.
What's your thoughts?
I was intrigued. I was like, good work.
I'm intrigued. I don't think they showed who was gonna be like the voice caster, but I don't think they had them talk in the trailer or anything like that. But yeah, I want to see how this show goes. Interesting enough, when they was dropping all those news about like all the future games and shit like that upcoming, they had that new Among Us game where they added like new ops characters in that. Did you see that?
That I did not see.
Okay, yeah, there's like Sound Maker and some other shit and something. I don't know. I haven't played Among Us in a long while, and I was heavy on it the first time around, but like they added stuff to the game, so I don't know. I guess I was at that.
Yeah, definitely on that front. But yeah, Among Us. Yeah, like I said, I haven't played in a while either. Yeah. But
hey man, they saw the Spring and Gold and stuff like that, and they made the TV show. They added shit. They're trying to bring people back. Which I mean, that there's shows do that. Look at Cyberpunk.
I was about to say it worked for Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk. So yeah, the shows can have another life. Look at Fallout and Prom.
True.
Like shit worked. It worked. So yeah. So going further on that, we got the new trailer for the next series for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Our boys is back from the movies, and they turned it over into a Paramount series. Expect a review on that for sure. We love these boys. Them little motherfuckers is hilarious. Definitely watching that. And
yes, they are.
New art style. As long as them boys is the same and they keep it New York. We still on this journey. Yep. We're next on the news. This is a 1-2 punch with that shit. So we got the Dragon Ball Z Sparking trailer that dropped the release date in October, and then right after that, I think after that, not too long, Nintendo dropped their showcase, and they announced we getting the motherfucking Marvel vs. Capcom collections. Oh my fucking God, right off the back of X-Men 97, where I told co-host and I told Wilkins that there was a hankering after you see all the fucking things that they was doing in X-Men 97. They hit the optic blast and shit like that. I was like, Oh, bro. The itching and the inkling to play Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is crazy right now. Niggas pulled up 7 games in one shit. All of the Marvel vs. Capcom, like link ups, Marvel vs. Street Fighter, all the shit, the new age, the old age, all them shit's coming together. Hell, they doing the Punisher just for. They was like, y'all niggas want the Punisher? Here's the Punisher game, and that's a beat 'em up as well. Punisher and Nick Fury. Like, bro, they was like, fuck it. And y'all get to play online. And y'all get to train. And y'all making monsters, everything, and hitbox ratio. I'm like, bro.
It's a timing. They figured it was a good time. So
perfect. That shit on Steam. That shit on Steam. That shit on PS4, PS5. That shit on the Switch. Shit on everything but Xbox.
Wow.
I heard no Xbox was trending.
I hope that's not the case. But that's wild if it is.
That's a stress to be an Xbox, man. That's stress. Watching niggas turn up like this on a regular is hard, bro. Hard, man. But now Marvel vs. Capcom and the Dragon Ball Sparking combo fighting game niggas has been up in 2024 like there's no tomorrow. Niggas is already hollering at the moon. I'm hollering at the moon, nigga. It's time to square up in the fall. The shit is crazy.
Fighting game fans be eating good.
Fight night craziness. Shit is crazy. Shit, that fucking the sparking zero shit. They already dropped a component in the game, which I think is an online feature as well, where you can create your own story, like take the character, create the dialogue and shit like that, and then you can send it out online. This is a fanfic. Dragon Ball fanfic has been the longest running for motherfuckers that had been dreaming about X, Y, and Z. You can put that shit online and play other niggas' stories. Shit is insane. Greatest shit to ever have in an anime fighting shit. When all the anime 2D and 3D platformers try to step out and shit like that, they don't understand who the king is in this game, and it's always gonna be Dragon. It's always gonna be Dragon. Naruto can have their moments with their storms and shit. It's gonna be Dragon Ball, buddy. The hood knows Dragon Ball, and there ain't be no Naruto without Dragon Ball. So boom, these niggas know what to spend the money on, and Sparking Zero look like goddamn best shit that ever walked. Let it rock with that. Now, that's good. What we got? I sent you the information on this, and they said they want in the last Ronin movie for the TMNT, the live action that they doing, they want the first actress who played April O'Neil in some form of way, or maybe they want her to just reenact the April and stuff like that. What's your thoughts on that?
I don't know how to feel about it.
I seen her the other day at a convention because she was meeting up with all her Halloween Town cast members. She still look good, man. Age ain't hit her like no rock, bro. She still look good, so I don't mind it at all. Shit.
Yeah, I don't have any thoughts on it at this point.
I think it works for the last Ronin story because April was old in that.
Yeah, I was like,
April was old and gritty and worker, so I think it kind of works towards the story. If they can get it to work, they can get it to work.
Yeah, I would like if it's doable, go for it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with whatever they can work on with that for sure. So we'll see. And I mean, since the name is out there, and I don't know if Tox has been there yet, but like the tweets, and when you put something out there, somebody gonna tweet, she gonna look at it, she gonna be like, hey man, shit, if you trying to book me.
Yeah,
shit, I know ain't nobody missing out on this money meal, and that's last Ronin movie, last Ronin video game that they're working on, all mature based content. Like, yeah, bro, sign us the fuck in.
Yeah, no, you're right with that.
Yep. And speaking of the legends to the game and legends walking out, I think it was like a week ago or something like that Pat Sajak retired from Wheel of Fortune. So that's another end of the era with that too. Was that like 40 years?
Yeah. Listen, grandma and aunties was like, listen, bro.
Shit, man, I remember the Wheel of Fortune handheld video game back in the day where my family used to play that shit in Jamaica. That shit, talk about a classic.
Yo, for real, bro. It's like everybody's starting to hang it up, and it's just like, you see bits and pieces are just going away. It's like, oh,
yeah, I think when the shift off of Jeopardy happened, when we lost old boy, it's like, damn, son, the eras is folding up.
And then whatever. And then we got the other side because it was like them two were just like neck and neck, like Jeopardy on one side, Wheel of Fortune on the other. Yeah, the Price is Right in there too, and it's just like, oh man,
that's shit, man.
This all the stuff we be watching with grandma and stuff. It was like, oh man,
yeah, man, that shit's crazy.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, next up on the docket, Netflix decided to have like a day where they released a lot of information on the next upcoming like animation stuff that they have working on. Whether it be like new Ultraman or new series that they're working on. Arcane had a new season and stuff like that coming up, and that was announced, and trailer drop for that. And just they had a day where they just dropped a whole bunch of I think the new Wallace and Gromit about to come out and shit like that. Like they had a whole bunch of shit coming together. And Netflix just about to, they said, we heard y'all talking a lot of shit about our animation game. So we just going to drop a whole bunch of shit on y'all. Like a whole bunch of different animation style and a whole bunch of different stuff. Netflix put their money where their mouth is behind animation. They said they going to step it up. While niggas like Max and DC and all that shit, they decided to fumble and crumble. You know all about Zaslav and his beef with animation. I don't know why, but Netflix said, we going to pick up the baton, my guy.
Yeah, but animation is in a good spot right now, and you don't want to ride the wave. That's okay.
Yeah, man. Shit, if you're gonna miss out on it, a whole bunch of streaming places will.
Ride the wave, somebody else will.
100%. So moving on past that. All right, so like I said, we in post Juneteenth, and last night, man, Amazon got a big waking up or black energy as fuck, man. So Kendrick decided to have his pop out concert last night on Amazon Prime, and boy, did that shit come out crispy. Kendrick united all the West Coast hip hop era and everything put together. It was a beautiful thing. He had a photo, bring it all, gang activity and shit like that. Back the all unity and solidarity, all on the energy of hating Drake, straight from the top to the bottom. Shit, this nigga played fucking Not Like Us like 5 to 6 times. If you're counting the outro as well. I was watching that shit live, recording that shit. I couldn't believe the back to back. That shit was beautiful. The concert was amazing. Amazon Prime was amazing because that shit didn't buffer once. There's a lot of shit you can watch live and them motherfuckers buffer all the time. That shit didn't shake, falter, rattle, or nothing. That shit was like I was there live. Yeah, legit. Shit was crazy.
They knew the assignment.
Problem was, fucking Bezos just did something for the black community that I know he didn't expect to do.
But like I said, it worked out. I'm happy for it.
Shit worked out. Shit was iconic. I love living. See, these are the moments where they say
I know Drake liked it,
but of course he didn't like it. But nonetheless, I love living through historical moments like this, where it don't got to be a whole bunch of fucking stress. And it's just one of those moments where you could literally be in that moment and you be like, God damn, this is a big moment.
Yeah, no, this was some shit. I was like, okay,
that's the history I want to live through. That was amazing. Shout out to all that shit. Shout out to Cali in general for y'all being lit as hell. That's a Juneteenth, and Not Like Us is now a part of a black national anthem now.
Yep.
Shout out to all that shit. So yeah, last bit of news collaborating together because this is also on Prime. Prime, they dropped another small trailer that I sent you earlier about the new Batman Cape Crusader.
Yeah.
And they finally gave us the official new voice of Batman for that series. And I just want to know, co-host, did you hear it? What's your thought?
I did hear it. I did watch the whole trailer, and I'm okay with it.
All right. I told him, I said good luck. At first, when he was going through the names, it was one of those things where he was going through the names, and sometimes it's hard to pronounce certain people's names and stuff like that. I want to leave it to when I see him in action and how it moves together. Obviously, nobody's going to be like Kevin.
No.
Put that out of your head. Yeah. Put that out of your mind. I know this is supposed to be a link towards the Batman in the animated series, but Kevin's on a pedestal. He is the Batman god. He is up there as one of the tops of all time. You just got to put that away. And don't come in here with no extra biases and everything. We got to see what this guy, his first bat up at all this. It's 10 episodes. That's all we getting of Cape Crusaders right now. So we got to see if this shit crispy. If he has some iconic moments, if he got some shit, got to give him his own moment. Got to give him his own strides. We'll be watching it. We'll see how it rocks. And that's all I can tell him is good luck.
Yep, just gotta let him see what he can do for you.
Yep, everything is in place, and the castle looks good. So I want to see what we do. There's a lot of good voices. I see Christina Ricci up in there. She probably played Harley Quinn. Like, bro, I'm here for it. I want to see what we do. Especially when this is in the 40s. It's a time with limited technology and shit like that. I want to see what Batman doing is here.
Hey, there you go, right?
Yeah, 10 episodes. So it's a straight line, streamlined story. I don't think it's gonna be as hodgepodge as the old Batman was. Like connective tissue story with the 10 episodes and shit like that. So we'll see how it rocks.
That's it. That's what we can do. See how it rocks.
Yep. And my final bit of news, and this comes on an interesting concept that I want to talk to co-host about. But it has been spoken that Will Ferrell is working on a live action version for Amazon Prime as well. Totally Spies.
I saw bits and pieces of that. And I was like,
What's it now? This is your thoughts going back to a similar thing where somebody tried to do a live action of a girl power show.
See, now
what's your thoughts on the comparison between a CW that put something in the grave that never worked out, and then this with Amazon behind it, with Will Ferrell behind it, and a live action and totally.
See, I can see this going the way of Charlie's Angels, and this one I'm okay with.
What makes you more okay with this one?
Huh? Because
what makes you more okay with this one?
The premise of the show kind of has been done in live action already, like I said with Charlie's Angels. So I can see that one going that way, and it's a show that can translate because we've had stuff similar in the past. With the other stuff, that shall not be named.
I think it also deals with probably superpowers and stuff like that, and getting that, especially with CW and their history of everything that they do. And it's just like the genre of superhero is a lot more tougher than Spy.
Yeah, like I said, this one is easier to translate.
Yeah, you can base this realm in reality way more stronger with live action with this.
I was thinking about how
remember, it was supposed to be a son or something like that.
Yeah, or something like that. How would you
wasn't it? I feel like his son wasn't even gonna be a monkey. It was just gonna be like green face paint and shit.
Yeah, that's what I said. It don't.
That, and I also like to stand 10 toes down because Amazon has been doing something that, like, I don't know, the correlation, and I put this in a post when I saw the Will Ferrell news in the first place, but the correlation between famous actor to a director who takes stuff and like works it into their own wild mind, because everything that Seth Rogen has touched when he's become a director, especially he's done the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that we love. He's done the Invincible series. He's done The Boys. This nigga don't miss. So I am open to a collaboration of a big-time comedic actor who wants to be a director who works on Amazon's budget, because that shit's just gonna work. That shit's gonna work. If this works under Will Ferrell, then the pipeline is just right there. Amazon is the money making, and they will just turn eccentric idea comedian into, like, just let them loose on their director type, and I'll be down for it. Because Seth Rogen hasn't treated me wrong with anything he dropped. Once y'all tell me Seth Rogen behind it, I'm like, I'm already in. The nigga produces bangers, and he got variety of bangers.
Yeah.
Hey man, I heard it, and I was like, Amazon's on it, and Will Ferrell's behind it. I'm like, yeah, sure. I want to see what it look like. So yeah, like you said, it could be Charlie's Angels, could be funnier, could be something else. I don't know what he got in the mind. Could be wilder.
Yeah,
shit,
it could be.
The Boys is wild. I don't know.
Shit. It could be, but my only point was with bringing that up was just that there's a past premise there.
Yeah.
So it's not out of the realm of possibility. It's not like you're doing something from scratch. There are some cues they can take from here and there.
Yeah.
And you can turn it up to 20.
Absolutely.
But it's easier.
I can imagine that
translation.
with Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
I can imagine that with Will.
Yeah, it's just an easier translation in the color, in the choo.
Without a doubt. Yep. So that closes the book on a lot of nerd and reboot news for the past like couple weeks and stuff like that we're missing out on. And now it's time. Let's get into it. It's time for the main event. The main event segment of the evening. We are back with the Down with BMP portion, Black Morpher Power section, slightly parody and stuff like that. Parody Ranger-esque, Sentai-esque, like type tokusatsu stuff, basically. Mm-hmm. And this week we are doing VR Troopers episode 1 and 2. So before we step into that, let me give some history and some fast facts. This is under the Sapan Entertainment brand, a Power Ranger-like property as well. Running from September 1994 to February 1996. Currently on YouTube, if you want to find all the episodes right now. Live action superhero adventure series is the genre. Americanization of another Japanese tokusatsu series by Toei Animation, based on Space Sheriff Scheider. 2 seasons and 92 episodes in all. Basically 3 teenagers chosen to take down an evil threat, threatening the world through virtual reality transformation, and whatnot. Any fast facts from co-hosts before we step into episode 1?
Oh, no, the fast fact is just common facts that, Jason David Frank was supposed to play the lead role here.
Indeed. Mm-hmm.
But his popularity Power Rangers, they switched it up because the character that's playing Ryan Steele here was supposed to be the White Ranger over there in time, and Jason David Frank's supposed to be over here. But
now, was he booked already to be on. Like, was there a test pilot out of Jason David Frank under? Okay, that's what I was trying to remember. I think it was. Is that on YouTube?
It's somewhere on YouTube. I believe the show at the time was called Cybertron.
There we go. That's what I was trying to. But they was probably getting a lawsuit from old boy and Transformers.
Yeah, probably that's the name change.
Yeah,
but things would have been interesting seeing if they would have went that route.
That's an ultimate what if. Mm-hmm. What if the actor who played Ryan Steele ended up being Tommy Oliver?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the ultimate fast facts when it comes to this, especially with it being right there in the realms of one of those parodies that, I mean, we've tackled a couple of parodies and we've seen like the bottom tiers and we've seen like the top tiers and somewhere floating around, some of them in the middle and stuff like that. Like this one's up there with probably like Big Bad Beetleborgs.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
So this is just an interesting property, especially where it comes in at. So
definitely. All right, so let's start with episode 1. The battle begins, part 1.
All right, so we get the VR Trooper intro theme.
Yeah, I said it sounds 90s as it could get.
Oh yeah, this intro always slap. It always slap. Yep. And they showed everything that's going on.
Yep.
Virtual reality. Yeah, so it's all right. Nice intro. The intro for me is always gonna be a favorite. And I'm like,
yep. And this is my first time tackling this. So yeah.
So the show opens and we get our intro to Ryan Steele.
Yep. And he is monologuing.
Yep. Reminiscing about his dad. It shows some
all that training y'all did in that abandoned dojo on the hill.
Yep. So he's reminiscing. Mrs. Pops, I understand that completely.
Yep. Definitely. And he was thinking about when his life changed.
So then we switch over to Tao's JoJo and we get our intros to JB, Jeb, and Ryan is fighting the tournament.
Yeah, we in that karate tournament and Ryan out here scrapping up. And I said all the sounds is a Saban Rangers aesthetic.
Listen, if you didn't realize, if off rip you knew it was in that universe, because
boy, talk about the Saban multiverse. All these niggas got to be in like a different variety of shit like that. Sound effects and all the shit is so alike. Everybody scream the same way when they doing the same kung fu. All the little sound effect. Like I'm telling you, bro, this got to be like the school across the street or something.
Oh yeah, we don't know they're in the same state.
This got to be all in the same area and shit like that. Like how the hell y'all niggas? How the hell all these tokusatsu niggas ain't running into each other at this point? Like I know they did a collaboration with the Mask Rider, but how did Mask Rider not run into VR Troopers? That didn't run into the Mystic Knights? That didn't run into the Night Master, who didn't run into, well, later on they run into the Big Bad Beetleborgs, or the remnants of them niggas turned forever red. But
but I'm like, yeah, you tell me, man, they all this all local.
Niggas should have been swapping their villains at this point.
Listen, I'll bring that up later because I'm like, man, listen.
Yep.
So Ryan originally, he wins the bout, wins the tournament. Tyler's happy, JB is happy. So then at this point, JB gets in there.
Yep. Next up is JB, and he whipped that ass smoothly.
Yep. JB was putting them hands and feet on him.
Yeah, Ryan was struggling a bit, but JB walked up in there and started hitting that nigga hit triple kicks. I was like, JB smooth here.
That's the thing we see going on throughout this episode. We'll talk about it.
Shout outs to JB because he ain't reminding me of Apollo. Like, I know they both the black guy who's the typical nerd and shit like that, but this black guy can whip ass real quick, man.
Yeah. So the JB gets the victory and they win.
Yep. Tao's
happy. Everybody's happy. Right. So everybody they all good. They Gucci.
Yep.
They happy. They're like, yeah. Tao's like, I'm proud of y'all. It's like, yeah, Tao, we did that. You did that shit, Tao. Jeb just chilling. Then we get to the underground voice, and then we get our intro to Hal and Caitlin.
Yep. And that guy who answered the phone was Woody.
Yeah, it was Woody. Yeah, and Woody's the clown.
Woody. I was like, yo, Woody answered the phone super dramatic.
Yo, I liked Woody. I forgot how funny he was.
Woody reminds me of exactly what you would imagine how like a full-fledged manager would be. Like a manager just chilling, fucking around while everybody's working and shit like that, being mad dramatic and shit like that, giving more niggas work to do and shit like that. They just be bullshit.
You know what's crazy about this? I've been thinking about this. They say they're teenagers, but I ain't never seen these mofos in school.
Bro, I was about to ask that too, because I'm like, these niggas feel more adultish with the way they be riding out and leaving out and shit like that. Other than like the parents that are involved with shit, I don't really see parents in the thing. I'm like, y'all feel a bit more adultish.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, Caitlin's a whole reporter. So I'm like,
that's what I'm saying. You got a whole major job. You don't feel like an intern.
Not at all. I'm like, man, when they say teenagers, I think they stressing it here because they got 18, 19.
I missed the memo on that because I ran off the idea that these were adults.
Yeah, that's the purpose, is that they're supposed to be teenagers. And
even like early set adults, at least like they were out of school, like they were done with high school. They just didn't decide to go to college, or maybe they were like deciding on a break year.
Yeah, I mean, they're 18, 19. They're gonna.
Yeah, they're
stressing it because
100% that off least
because they like I said, Caitlin got a whole ass job.
Yeah,
so.
A major one at that. Like Woody calls for Caitlin like that is his number one reporter.
Yeah, and at this point, so we see JB and Ryan hop on their bike
again. They're going
to meet up with Caitlin.
How old you got to be to ride a bike?
Probably the same age you got to be to drive a car. You got to at least be 16.
Okay, I thought motorcycle you got to be older than that.
You might have to be.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know about this kid shit, but whatever.
Yeah, like I said, when I saw it, I was like, I don't know, bruh.
I don't know. Y'all not selling me on this. This shit feel like house party with them high school.
Yeah. I'm like, yo, y'all seem like y'all kind of older. So I'm like, for me, y'all are adults, and this is probably the first. Before we had Lightspeed, I guess we had VR Troopers.
That's what I'm saying. If that's testing the way, I mean, I have no problem with it. Differentiate your ass.
Yo, that's crazy.
The Mystic Knights was niggas out in the different countries, shit like that. They wasn't teenagers. They was something else. They felt like adults.
So JP pulled up, and you know what's funny? I peeped something here.
What?
Caitlin works for Channel 6 News, and I was like, oh, maybe she know April O'Neil.
There you go. Shit, synergy, baby.
Right, oh shit!
Unless it's like different division, like she in the Cali division, and April would be New York, so they never really met because they're not in the same divisions and shit like that. So hey, probably.
And like so, at this point, JB and Ryan they meet up with Caitlin, and they were going on this protest because this big power hungry conglomerate.
This power plant shit reminded me of the locations that Saban be pulling niggas to. This feels like the same power plant that we seen all the time in Zeo and Turbo.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, this is local.
Oh, this is 100% it. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I see the second they went to this power plant, I'm like, I see so many fucking times, so many times. They love this location.
So like, bro, I was like, this local. I'm like, it's probably wherever. It's probably Angel Grove, this Stone Canyon, and then wherever the VR Troopers are.
I guarantee you, if you looked probably the other side of that power plant, you would have seen the Turbo Rangers fighting Diva Tox and shit.
Probably.
Like the episode we reviewed, they was at that fucking plant while the graduation was going on.
Yo, listen, man. Oh my goodness.
Niggas got the plant booked for different individual types of fights. Diva Tox got it for March 15th.
What? Oh no. Nah, you wild.
Booked for what time they go terrorize the power plants.
Right? So now at this point, we see after we see the building, we see that big logo of Zicta Industries, and we get our intro to call Zicta and his boy
Zicta. And I said we see Zicta as a supervillain with his quiet women and his pet just petting off his pet and shit like that. He was like, oh yeah, definitely the villain.
Oh yeah, we know. Yeah, and I like I was telling you earlier, we know who that is.
Yeah, and then instantly he shows off his villain status by blowing up a building while he pets his fucking iguana.
Yes, I'm like, yo,
giving me major Mr. Claw vibes.
Right, he just blew up the whole building.
Yeah, blew that shit up with no care in the world. That shit dropped down like that shit was bringing down shit.
Yeah, everybody over in the protest, they tight.
Oh hell yeah, that shit didn't work.
Nope. And then start talking about he gonna return, telling them the ladies to return to virtual reality.
Yeah,
and we see them transform.
Reptile cells for real. I'm like, yeah, what the?
Yo, son got a master plan. Son basically ready to dispense the whole city and rebuild it and do whatever he got planned for it.
Yep.
And he on his big villain shit talking about how nobody can stop me. Blah blah blah.
You know, read from the big handy villain script.
All right, so we get back to Tao's dojo.
Yep. JB looking at the books,
and he's like, Charlie did the books in the wild. This is a hot mess.
Jeb is chilling with the team.
Right. Caitlin working on something, probably her story.
Yep.
She got a job and all. Like some people.
Well, there you go. And then like in the midst of them dealing with that, the computer acts up and shakes.
Yeah. Oh shoot. They like, oh shoot. Yo, he's like, I just got this thing fixed.
Yeah, man. I be tattoo shit.
Right? He's like, oh.
You know JB done spent a good penny to get that shit fixed, and now shit.
And so on the screen, we get our intro to Dr. Horatio Hart.
Yep. Professor Hart in the building.
And he's like, yo, yo, I don't know if you're here, but I'm looking for Ryan Still. And Ryan is like, yo, I'm Ryan Still. What's
present. Up? Ryan was like, present.
He's like, I got a message for your pops. And Ryan looking at him like he got 2 minutes. He's like, my pop's been gone for 10 years. What do you mean you got a message from my pop? And he's like, yo, come meet me at this place.
Yep.
And I'll Spain.
Pull up. And then in the midst of all that shit, we got one of the woman listed that telling Zicta about the contact, and I was like, nigga, what did you have like a lock on Professor Hart? How the fuck y'all know this so fast?
Listen, we know he got resources. That don't even surprise me.
That fast, goddamn. Listen, who the hell was yo? They must have a camp. They must have bugged the whole city or some shit like that.
Listen, it sounds like you've been keeping dibs on Ryan for a minute, so.
I guess so. Shit. Cause I was like, they was on their piece of cues. The second that shit happened, you saw one of them lizard women come over. It was like, yeah, they got in contact. They about to link up. This nigga said, oh no, man. Not trying to have that happen.
Right. He's like, leave me.
And he goes, and then we're going to have this big transformation moment.
Yep. He's like, forces of darkness empower me. Take me back to my virtual reality. I'm like, this is what we doing?
We got him turning to Grimoire.
Yeah. And this is where we get our intro to Grimoire. Okay.
Yep. And he calls his generals to start a whole fucking meeting because you know how this shit goes.
So you out here living a whole double life. I see. Okay.
Yep.
And so we get out into the Grim Lord and his goons. And he's like, listen, whatever you gotta do, but you gotta make sure that this Ryan Steele don't get to this Professor Hart mofo.
I mean, listen, the monsters heard the memo and they was definitely standing 10 toes down because the next scene, the monsters goes to stop the group from driving with their blast, and them niggas is on their P's and Q's trying to shoot them niggas off the road.
Listen, Grim Lord was not playing. They dropped, like they said, Caitlin and them in the car. They driving. Son, they came out blasting. They was like, nah.
They came out fucking. They had murder on their mind because they was shooting. The gang was stopped in their tracks. They tried to run off. Fucking the dog was running from them and shit like that. Like everybody was scattering.
Yep. So they was like, they was blowing. They was shooting rockets. They was literally trying to take them out. Caitlin and I was like, what?
Shit was so serious because there was that one scene where they head off and they tried to run on feet. Then they saw the bridge. And niggas blew up the bridge in the most funniest graphics I've ever done seen.
Yeah, Grimlord's like, nah, make sure they don't get over that bridge. Blow that fuck up.
That shit looked like that bridge that collapsed the other day.
Son, I'm like, yo, Grimlord was not playing. No, I'm thinking like, Grimlord, why didn't you continue going after them?
I don't know, man.
People ran out of energy.
They said they needed to charge up. They spent all that energy flying around trying to chase these motherfuckers.
Yeah, like you said, they blew up that bridge just like they blew up that building.
That shit was a funny graphic. Having them stand before that bridge as that shit collapsed. That is a funny ass green screen.
Right, and so they finally get to this little what looks like gateway. A little temple entrance gateway, and then we hear Professor Hart like, please step through the portal. And I'm like, oh, so we just gonna step through the portal, huh?
They got lucky and they found. I don't know how they found it on foot, but they found it and they heard it and it was like, fuck it, all right, let's.
Yeah, I guess their logic is better going through this portal than getting shot at it for more.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, shit. At least they found it. So hey, so they go in there and boom.
Right, they get brought into Professor Hart's lab.
Yep.
Door slide down.
Put on the visor.
Yeah. So there we see Professor Hart on the screen, and basically Caitlin like, Jim, don't touch nothing. We don't know what none of this stuff do. Mm-hmm. They don't touch. So then we see Professor Hart on the screen. He's like, I'm happy y'all here made it say. He's like, listen, put on these visors and I'll start explaining stuff.
Yep.
They like, what visors? Like, give it a second. She's right old. There you go.
Beauty boo ba da bop. It's coming out.
So we put the visors on and they're like, oh, what the heck is this? Oh. Like, nah, we don't like this. Hold up.
And see the reality barrier and shit like that. And then Ryan finally sees his father with a message.
Right. But now his pops is explaining stuff.
Yeah, he gives him the name of the enemies and all the shit you gotta look out for and shit like that. All the kind of advice. Type of shit that Superman's dad left for him when he was old enough to find in his pod.
Yeah, it's like, okay. That's like, okay, so it's like, okay, so there's another world out here. Right, it's probably processing like, okay, there's another world out here. They trying to bust through.
He was also trying to process this whole system of seeing his father for the first time in like 10 years and knowing this is what probably took him.
Yeah, he probably trying to figure out like, what the hell is going on? I got so many questions at this point.
Like, what the fuck is a VR? Like, what's all going on, man?
Right. And I'm just like,
he even had that moment where he was trying to touch the VR screen and shit like that, trying to hold his dad and shit like that. His friend saw that shit. They was like, yo, we gotta console this, bro.
Yeah, he's like, oh man. He's like, listen, bro. son, I wouldn't ask you to do this, but shit is effed up right now, and somebody got to do it. Like, I built this for you, some squads, and then like,
hey, you got your friends, you got just enough of people to come on.
Yep.
So they eventually get the virtualizers to become the VR troopers.
Now, mind you, Jeff, they hopped on this without any hesitation.
Yeah. Yeah, no ifs, ands, or buts, no questioning, no shit. They was like, yeah, we game. Fuck it. I know we got our karate background, but like, shit, we jumping into it, baby.
Yep, it was like, okay, this is good. Then when the adult mind's like, yeah, this is gonna be a problem. All right, so let's grab these things real quick. Professor Hart is like, yeah, more responsibility for y'all. Welcome to adulthood.
Yep.
And then, like, not even a couple of seconds after they put this shit, they put these things on.
Grimlord and his people was like, yeah, nah, fuck all this.
He playing.
They're like, fuck all this. Come out here and scrap.
Yeah, he already mad they got the Professor Hart. He's like, they're oh, nah.
Mm-hmm. He's like, come out here, you little bitches.
All right. He's like, oh, so you got there. All right, bet.
And then we already got to we get into the money moment here. It's time for the trooper transform.
Yeah, like I said, that red alarm go off and he's like, yep, Gremlin's army starting their stuff up.
Yup, it's time to bring him to smoke.
And immediately they got to split up.
Yeah,
rip.
So I said the transform scene that they did to turn into the troopers. I said it's nice in they fireworks the way how they do it.
Yeah, I like the VR troopers transformation. I've always enjoyed it.
So battling up against the because they fought the lizard monsters, right? Yeah. So they fight and get folded for a bit until they start having to pull out the weapons.
Yeah, for real. And you know what? I was thinking about their transformations. I always wonder what happened when they transform.
Well, yeah.
Like when the Rangers transform, we can always see it generally. When the VR troopers transform, we actually don't know what happens.
See? A lot of the question they gonna say is you could only see it in virtual reality.
Right? And I was wondering, I'm like, so right now when they're fighting, they're in the real world.
Yeah. Which this is the whole thing about the VR trooper that confused me a lot, and I guess I'd have to watch further episodes to understand. But like, I think I missed the concept of what they were trying to do with virtual reality here, because some of the divided worlds between worlds didn't feel like a divided world. It kind of felt like the same world.
Yeah, so VR troopers is kind of like Digimon.
That's what my imagination thought it would be, but it didn't feel like they were leaving our world. It felt like everything was on the same plane.
Yeah, when you get the further episodes, that they'll actually show them leaving the virtual world, even though it looks like our world. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, if it was like Digimon and they got to differentiate shit, then yeah. But I don't know. I mean,
that's why.
Yeah. I mean, ironically, speaking of that, and we did talk about this because that was one of the reasons why season 2 of Tear the Nog never got greenlit, is because they picked up the dub of Digimon. So all of this shit got canned for Digimon. VR Troop was a sacrifice for probably Digimon.
Probably. At this point, JB was fighting the big muscle rock monster. Listen, Professor Hart was like, listen, bring out you got a lance, bring it out. JB was like, say less.
I know how to work this.
Listen, JB was on that timing. He was like, listen, I bet.
JB and Caitlin, they was doing just fine. Ryan just had a fucking situation, man. Which this is what I want to talk about. Ryan gets a cut on him, and somehow his trooper suit started malfunctioning, and this nigga flew off the mountain. And I don't know how many times I laughed at this scene, but this nigga scream when he fell off the mountain had me fucking crying. Holy shit. That scream was so off kilter. Everybody else delivered their lives normal. That scream, that shit had me dying.
Listen, Ryan has been struggling this whole episode in a matter of different things.
Right. They built it up because they said that nigga was gonna struggle in the karate tournament. He gonna struggle against these lizard people throwing him off fucking mountains.
Nah, for real, yo. Ryan was just like, like I say, he struggled in the tournament. JB was chilling. He's struggling here as a VR trooper. Yo, and then next thing you know, so JB and Caitlin comes back to Professor Hart's lab, and they're like, yo, where Ryan at?
And they can't find his ass. So I said the villain's actually type 1 this episode. Because they took out a motherfucker. They couldn't find him. He was in the dirt. So honestly, the villains won the first episode. So I said, clap it up. Shit, that's actually pretty different.
Listen, like I said, they've been talking to Ryan from Rip. They took him out. So now JB out here looking for him. He's like, yo, I don't know where he is. Can't find him.
And he got folded in the scene you see where this nigga's just pretty much in the dirt. Shout outs to the villains. We won, bro. Even though them other two niggas was fighting back. Nah, bro, we put the main steel nigga on the path to dirt. He about to meet his father, nigga.
Yep, Grimlaw like, yeah, take that, Ryan, take that.
Shit.
And then we get our to be continued.
Grimlaw, more like Diddy.
Listen.
Shit, he said, take that, nigga.
Yo, and I'm telling you, it's wild.
Yeah, them Grimlaw parties probably wild.
It's like, yo. So I'm like, at this point, we was like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, right. So like you said, the to be continued, and then the ending theme is the same as the opening in instrumental mode. So I said, my final thoughts on this first episode, the theme and the setup is like Saban territory 101, baby. I like the cliffhanger because the villains actually won and whipped that ass. They was on their bumper that whole episode. Shout outs to the VR monsters. They knew they didn't leave it like Rita did the Power Rangers. They wanted to make sure these niggas dead.
Yeah, Grimlaw was not playing.
Nah, bro. He said the second that nigga Steel was trying to meet up with Professor Hart, fuck out of here. He said, fuck completely out of here. So yeah. So I like the cliffhanger. The song and some moments are funny. I don't think this is kids, which makes it a pretty interesting plus. I was gonna follow it to be continued. Yeah, that follows up on my thoughts on I didn't think these was kids, man. It just didn't give me kid vibes, man. These niggas didn't feel like interns and shit like that. They felt like they had their own home. They was driving whips. They had whips and motorcycles, bro. Like what money y'all got? Everybody had a motorcycle. Y'all all got cars,
right? I'm like, I see not a parent nowhere. I ain't seen no school.
Y'all got y'all loft and y'all hang out. Y'all at Tao Dojo all day, all night and shit. Like, bro, come on, son. Y'all grown. Stop lying to me. At least y'all can sell me with the Power Rangers. These niggas in the hallway and classrooms. Y'all can sell me on that shit. Y'all can't sell me here.
You can't. I ain't see that in school or nothing.
Saban, you're not getting away with it. Sorry. Right? Nope. But yeah, so that makes it a bit more interesting to me that this is some kid action and these niggas ain't in high school again because I don't need that. Power Rangers already got fucking Master Rider got that too. Like I'm good.
Yep. So at this point we get to episode 2.
Yep. The battle begins part 2. We hit it with a recap, theme, same vibes, and we go off from there.
Right. So we got the recap. We got our intro, and then so the episode opens up with Ryan there looking all, and then he having another flashback.
Listen, if it wasn't for Ryan, if this wasn't a story from the perspective of like Ryan, and we getting the story of where it is so far, I would have thought Ryan was close to being in the dirt.
Yeah, bro. So Ryan just sitting there on some rocks, and I'm like, bro.
They was, what kind of VR technology and all this shit? They can't find this nigga for nothing. They was looking around every bit, and this nigga stayed in the same spot. They was searching for hours.
Right? I'm like, bruh.
What kind of VR technology? Y'all ain't got no attachment on RFDI, like nothing on this shit?
Like, y'all remember this in the 90s, the technology was there. I don't know what Professor Hart was doing.
I don't know about that, buddy. I don't know. We talking about changing universes and shit like that. We sending niggas to parallel VR shit, but you can't find a location
on
the shit where niggas was just at.
They ain't got them intergalactic Zordon level scanners, bro.
Professor
Hart Lab
sound like they was being cheap for the black man. I hear you.
I know. I hear you. Listen, Professor Hart doing what he got to do. I'm like, he ain't got that Zordon money.
Well, if Zordon is Casper, we gonna call Professor Hart Jasper. They ain't give Jasper the money to find the RFDI tag and
Professor Hart spent all the money building the suits. He had nothing else left.
I see, and look how that worked out for Ryan.
Right. Well, I'll blame that on Ryan. I don't know, because JP and Caitlin look fine, so I don't know what to tell you there.
Gave that boy some faulty ass suits.
Right.
Worked with his daddy and said, "Yeah, this is gonna be his suit over."
I blame that on Ryan's daddy.
Jasper said, "I'm gonna get my ones and twos back on this white man."
So at this point, they found out where Ryan was, and so Caitlin
they drive out the field,
right? And then she said her car locked up.
Bro, this is another one. Yo, Caitlin was hollering the way. I just want to say the way how they acted in this scene had me fucking dying. Because Caitlin was not only hollering, but it's on Jasper some fucking shit because this was some Nimbard tendencies. He don't tell nobody that he got control over the fucking car like that. He just forget to tell them and have them niggas have the heart attack of a lifetime. He could have killed these motherfuckers, man.
Yo, Caitlin was hollering.
She's like, bro.
She caught flying, and we see a little dashboard flip up, and like, yo, Professor Hart was like, "Oh yeah, I tweaked out your car a little bit."
Couldn't have said that earlier, bro. You couldn't say this nigga's a jump scare.
That's what Katie said. It's like, is there anything else you need to tell me?
Dead ass. She was like, motherfucker, what is wrong with Jasper? Get your shit together.
The way Katie looked at that studio was like, this motherfucker.
This nigga was trying to send us to go be other friendly ghosts because, like, it was definitely going off that cliff. She looked at JB. JB said, I don't know what the fuck to do. They just counted their blessings, and honestly, if Grimwald was looking at all the shit that was happening, this nigga was like, "Oh shit, it looked like they took care of themselves. I won."
Right, and then right, so we see Zick there. We see Zick there, and the ladies are telling him that Ryan's still alive. He's like,
yeah. "Oh, he said shit. All right, perfect. I'm gonna use him as bait to get the other two niggas."
Right, like, all right, bet I got this. So now we see Kate in her flying car.
Yep.
Which is very, now that I think about it, very Lightning Cruiser-esque.
Yeah. Saban ain't spared no expense, baby. You're going to get the same shit, baby. So Saban's budget, baby.
So they get out the car. JB can't get out of the car. We see Ryan still sitting there looking helpless.
Yeah, but Ryan, how many hours has it been? I know it's been a while, man.
I don't know, bro.
I don't know, man. This nigga rusting over like 10, man. This nigga reminds me of Scarecrow without a WD-40.
I'm telling you, yo, Ryan look pitiful these last 2 episodes.
This nigga Ryan the Tin Man for sure.
So JB at this point trying to fix him up, and then we see the ladies call them Zictor's angels.
yeah. Speaking of Will Ferrell and that shit, this is definitely Zictor's angels. Or that you know what this show also backs up? It backs up the claims of all those conspiracy theorists that thinks people are lizard people. This is a perfect show for them because the moment them women turn to lizard people, I was like, oh, you motherfuckers. This is why motherfuckers from the 90s grew up thinking there was lizard people because of this show specifically. That's why they think all politicians are lizard people on the low. It's exactly it. Zictor and his lizard people.
Yeah,
they control all the companies and they blowing up shit. They fight against protesters because they tyrannies and they all fucking alien and monsters. Yeah, this is exactly the show for this.
That's funny.
VR troopers, parentheses conspiracy theories.
That's funny. That's funny. Yeah. That is too funny. Right, so at this point the lady transforming, of course, got a little lizard thing going on.
You got the scrapping.
Of course. JB and Katie don't waste no time scrapping.
Oh, yeah.
So they figure out, if they touch, they disintegrate. Say less.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Right? I'm like, huh.
Heard the Zed putties.
Right?
And God, our only weakness. Our chest that has the giant Z in there.
Yep. And their names kill me because these things are called the Skug. Oh, man. So they quickly dispatch of the Skugs.
I mean, at least they wasn't Dusties. Niggas was in the booth. No, what? We don't know who.
Right. And so, listen, after getting shot at last time, JB and Katie was like, yo, let's get out of here before they come back.
Oh, hell yeah.
They coming back. They ain't playing.
Nigga was on their bumper. And nigga was in the corner like, oh, shit, it's my time.
Right. Let's get in this car. Let's get this Ryan guy here. Let's get this car and get the hell out of here because, listen, we know they coming back. They like shooting. So we not playing this game.
Shit, before they go, Danny DeVito, and bam, I started blasting.
So they bring him back to Professor Hart's lab.
Yep.
Professor Hart looks him over. He's like, yeah, basically his power source been cut off.
Yeah, he been out bad since that damn cut. That cut fucked him up.
So Professor Hart fixed him up, and
Jasper said, "Let me give this nigga a reboot."
Right? Like Ryan, Dad, you got some flaws in this suit.
Yep. So after he done fixed them up, he warns the group of the oncoming and extra villains that's gonna be on their bumper for sure.
Oh yeah, he like, listen, Grimwald ain't going away that fast. He out to get y'all now. He know y'all exist now.
All the fact you breathing is an upset to his day.
The fact you walking around is a problem.
Oh, big time. It's the stuff of nightmares. So the guys end up pledging they pretty much loyalty to Dr. Hart and everything, and they get ready.
Yep, and then we see Carl Zick there again, so why he want to purchase something else, about to blow up some other shit. And then he talking to his pet lizard Juliet.
Bruh, all these lizard themed things in this politician, this shit crazy. Right. But yeah, in the midst of all the shit going down, we got Jeb activates something that accidentally blasts him.
Yeah, and listen, Professor Hart, tell him like, yo, that thing does strange things to living creatures.
and now Jeb can talk. They gotta keep that, a secret.
Yeah, Professor
Hart, I was like, this made Jeb do some funny ass looking movements.
And Professor Hart was like, yo, you want me to turn it back? Jeb's like, hell no.
Jeb like, nah, bro, I'm finally free to fucking talk. Let's get it.
Right, Jeb dubbed that real quick.
Jeb said, take away my voice again? Shit, these niggas gonna understand me. They gonna understand feed me, kitty.
Right? I'm like, oh man. So now we got talking Jeb.
Yep.
And I was just like, okay, this is different.
Yeah, they throw in all the perks of some weird show, and then hey man, talking dog.
Right, talking dog. Yep. So it was like Jeb's like, all right, I ain't gonna talk in front of nobody.
Yep.
And
so in the midst of all that, we got Grim transformation be looking. So this is where I started to notice in Grim's transformation, before he goes to his full like monster form, he be looking like the evil witch before he done.
Yep.
Like one of them mixes. I'd be confused because I'd be like, is that the final form? Then he changes something else. I was like, so why is there the witch mixtures of this?
I think that maybe that's him crossing over. I don't know.
I guess so.
Crossing over to the virtue side. I
think be looking like the that evil witch that they always be using that look like she got the sucked in skin, white hair. It reminds me of like right before you kill Sindel in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, for real. It's like, oh, okay.
Mad malnourished evil witch and shit like that going through the fucking tornado of Toto.
So next thing you saw, we see JB, Ryan, and Caitlyn training because they know the smoke is coming for them. They know the smoke is coming for them.
They preparing themselves, and I mean before this, we don't see. This is the first time we see like Caitlyn. Like I put up my notes, I was like, because I was trying to figure out ideally because I know she worked in the newspaper and shit like that, but I wasn't too sure she was trained under karate too in general because she wasn't like in that. I don't think she was in the first scene. She was. Yeah. So I came assuming when she started fighting, I was like, can Caitlyn fight? And then when I started seeing them all training, I was like, oh, so they all do kung fu. Because I thought she was just a news reporter. I was like, how you do kung fu too, girl?
Listen, if she wasn't training before, she's training now after getting her arm shot in.
There you go.
She's like,
she started herself up. She said, yo, Tao, take me down because I'm ready to fuck these niggas up.
Listen, Gremlin said it's on site. So,
but then once again, that's another proof that that at least Caitlyn ain't in school because she got a full-time job and got time to train karate, nigga.
Like when she got time for school at?
Fuck out of here. When she got time to train for the SATs? Fuck out of here.
Like SATs, I'm getting blown up with Mac 3. What you mean?
Shit, fuck out of here. What we talking about? They just dropped Regents,
right? And then Professor Tyler, like, I got another assignment for y'all. He come with the dustpan and broom.
Nah, Tao said this is some wax on, wax off Karate Kid shit. Right? Y'all about to take it on.
And then like, all right, bet.
And then in the midst of that, as the Tao getting silly with shit, we go over to Woody. He's playing with his toys while running the newspaper spot.
Yep. And here come Caitlyn. Caitlyn like, yo, what up, Woody?
Woody said, shit, I need you to investigate.
Right? She's like, oh, story. Oh shit. God, I was getting blasted by like 35 different things. I'll get to you by the end of the day.
Yup.
Right. So at this point, she's like, all right. Woody was like, okay, all right, back to action.
Yep. So Caitlyn goes down by wherever the shit is needed, and she sees a whole bunch of monsters.
Yep, on her reporter shit.
So
okay, all right.
So in the midst of all this, Ryan is like Ryan back at the dojo and shit like that. He expressed what his goals is for the future. He want to partner and own his own dojo.
Yep. And then we see Caitlyn. She sees Grimloir's army. She out here snapping flex, click, click.
Yep. And Caitlyn said, fuck it, I got to call for backup. So she called the guys to come pull up.
Yeah, she's like, oh, this ain't good. We see tanks and shit. Yo, Gremlin ain't playing.
Oh, no, this nigga come to disintegrate you.
Right? And Caitlyn just looking like, oh, this ain't mine. Like, she said she did call JB and them. And boy, when JB earlier was on that dot matrix printer, I felt old as fuck. Oh, wow. So
Grimloir eventually figures out the girl knows about their plans and how they decide to launch forward and shit like that. So, it's about to get crazy now.
It's the fact that Grimloir doesn't even care. He's like, all right, she know. All right, we gonna send so many people out there. We gonna run them over.
Oh, they said we handling this. Shit, hit them with the tank, goddammit.
Like we sending everything. Gremlin, like we sending everything.
We ain't get shit for nothing, man.
Right. So they outside. So the monsters, they outside. They outside blasting stuff. Caitlyn done developed her pictures. Basically, JB and Ryan or whatever at this point. And basically, Dr. Hart gave JB a floppy disk.
Yeah, Ryan gets access to the ship and air, and he the one to go for the dogfights.
And it's funny that Ryan's the only one be like, Ryan's the realest one. He be like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Shit. At least somebody finally fucking said it. Because a lot of niggas be coming in confident, especially when niggas be controlling Megazords and shit like that. They confident they know what buttons to push that won't blow their own asses up.
Yeah, Ryan, like, listen, bro, how am I controlling this?
Nigga said I never flew before. What the fuck you mean?
Right? He's like, listen, the soup, Professor Hart, like, listen, the soup will help you. He's like, all right, you say so, bro.
I mean, if the suit is pushing the buttons for me, yeah, sure, man.
Right, but Ryan is really like, yo, what am I doing? I ain't got no instruction manual how to fly this thing. What's going on? He's like, listen, Ryan. He's like, your father prepared all this stuff. So listen, you got any problem with this stuff? You got to take that up with him.
Yep.
I'm just the messenger.
Don't shoot the messenger for sure. I heard you, Jasper.
Right. Right, so he goes up into the ship.
Yep, they transform and they head out, and Ryan gets into an air dog fight with the enemy, and he's shooting them shits down like this shit's a game.
Yeah, Ryan was like, all right, you said this thing work. All right, I'm gonna use it. First, this ship was getting busted up. I'm like, like, okay. I'm like, it's probably not a good idea to get shot at directly, Ryan. So you should probably shoot back.
Come on, man. This one's fighting 1-on-1. Come on, man.
Right, but then he does shoot back, blows him up without no issues, and he's just like, all right, I'm getting the hang of this. All right, ain't so bad. My suit ain't getting busted up this time, so okay, we good.
So in the midst of this, we got a journey between Caitlin and JB going into the virtual reality world.
You notice how Professor Hart sends JB and Caitlin to go do the real technical work. We see what happened to you last time, right? Now you stay up there in the air. like JB, Caitlin, yeah, I need you to infiltrate and actually blow this ish up.
Yeah, you take your shit with the air because the seas ain't been too nice.
Right, the ground ain't been too good to you, Ryan. So yeah, we gonna put you up here.
Yeah, for the best.
Right, and at this point, right, so JB plants the explosives, the Skunks realize something's going on. JB and Caitlin, they out. They ain't playing there. Listen, we gonna get up out of here.
They
we know this is about to blow.
Dip. Yeah, I'm gonna dip the fuck out.
And they is moving. They're like, listen. JB was like, listen. Caitlin was like,
shit, you about to find out that JB also did track.
Yeah, yo, listen. JB like, this ain't the way we came, but this is the way we leave it because we out this month.
Nigga, they was blasting their way out like no tomorrow, and when they blasted out, they found out that it was fucking snowing.
Yep. I'm like, damn, how far did y'all go?
That ass.
They're like, listen, nah, we out. Like, listen, we got lasers shooting at us. We guns. We was like, nah, we got in part of this building.
Hell yeah, and then right in the mix of that shit, the whole facility done blown up.
Right, so they done got there. The Skunks is chasing them. They shooting back. Skunks is shooting at them. Caitlin and JB are out, and then we see the whole thing. We hit the ground shaking. We see that whole sucker explode.
Shit, crazy.
All they tanks and stuff is getting kapoo, kapoo, kapoo. All the Skunks is getting kapoo, kapoo.
I know they tight as hell.
Oh, listen, Grimlock was hot.
So he had to call in on his general. Again, man, he said we gotta clap back quick.
Yep. He's like, yo, General, get out there, get them. They're not about to blow up my. And there be no repercussions. So General out here, put out his tank, put out more fighters. JB and Kitten getting blown, getting plopped. Boom! President Hart's like, all right, Ryan, listen, you got a tank. Go use the tank.
Yep. Yeah, he got the ground vehicle support to take out the tanks and like just handle that shit. But something caught me off guard though. Cause like Jeb knows that like they was talking and then they talked to Jeb and he was giving like detailed information about the bad guys and I was like, how the fuck you know, dog?
Like, what did that machine do to you, bro?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, how did the machine not only made you talk, but the machine gave you the memories of Dr. Hart as well? Because how you know about the lore of these villains, nigga? You just found this place just like we did,
right. This part of Ryan's daddy's plan. Did Ryan's daddy give you some kind of instructions we don't know about?
Yeah, maybe Ryan Daddy's memories got transported into that blast as well. So you just got all the memories of everything so you could remember all the monsters and shit.
Right? I like Jeb, you out here giving intel?
Jeb was very fusing in a bit.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay.
But I understand the trope of the talking dog and stuff like that. Like the Saban era of weird mascots is not lost here.
Yeah, so listen, General Ivar's coming. He's like, I'm coming for you, Steel.
Yep.
I guess this is their Goldar because he got a hit for Steel.
He was getting called up a lot. Grimlaw was on his bump, and that nigga had to answer every call.
Yeah,
so Ryan is informed how to stop the big army, and the only way to stop the big army is by taking out the big bad general.
And Ryan knocked General Ivar's tank off the cliff. He's like, you thought I forgot about that sword slash and knocking me off the cliff. Yeah, hold that. Hold that, General Ivar.
Pay it back in blood.
Right? So I forgot about that, son. Got me out there laying on the ground looking like a pump.
Had me near the dirt, bro. I was about to take dirt nap.
Yeah, and Grimlord is big.
Of course, because they was going in. Team wins today, for sure. I think because they definitely ended up evacuating after they was getting their asses handed to them in the air.
Yep, and so now they're back in Professor Hart's lab. And you know how hot Grimlord was? He done hijacked the signal. Was like, yo,
son, for this nigga to pull a Wyatt 6, pull into their system and shit like. Well, I mean, I guess that's definitely how he knew. The way how he logged into that bitch, he hacked that system like it was ease. Niggas should have been able to find Professor Hart a long time ago and tear this shit in from the inside, like Ivan Ooze did when he pulled up to the command center.
He was like, enjoy your victory while you can, but I'm gonna win the war. Son was like, y'all got your song now. On.
He said he planned to drag them all into this world, into this VR world, man.
Yeah, he's like, Grimlord's like, oh yeah, it's on. Watch your back. It's on site.
And since I know who you are under the mask and out of the mask, just definitely know it's definitely on site.
Yep, at the dojo, in the street, in the newspaper,
whatever your family is.
Yeah, and then we get one little last monologue from Ryan, and that's how we end the episode.
Yeah, he wants to find his dad, which I mean makes sense. So yeah, any theme, same vibe. I said my first thought is a bunch of questions, but also interesting things to break up how these things are usually how they usually go. Maybe continue, I don't know, but the funny bits, whether intentional or not, had me laughing.
Yeah, for me, I enjoyed watching these 2 episodes. It always left me with one question. One, where's Ryan's daddy?
Yep.
2, how does Grimlord and Professor Hart even know each other?
That too, yeah.
Carl Zichter, what is your goal?
Carl Zichter reminds me of that. That's definitely got to be like a mood point of how we ended up with like people like Mesagog.
Yeah,
this is definitely the prototype for that shit. It almost feels like he was wearing Mercer's suit.
Yeah, it definitely gives me Mesagog vibes. So I'm like, what is the deal with Grimlord? And
he's like if Mercer and Mesagog was more in sync with each other, because Mesagog was also like a different mind and a different concept while he was inside of the body of that guy he was constantly fighting him that whole season. But this one is like, this is 100% like Zichter and Grimlord is just like hand in hand the same.
For me, it seems like there's more backstory here than what we know.
Okay.
Like, I feel like there's some link between Hart, Ryan's pops, and Grimlord / Carl Zichter.
There's definitely some drama. Anytime somebody wants to paint it as black and white, there's definitely some drama going down to why the fuck did we get to this moment. Like who like fucking in retrospect with Lightspeed Rescue, the reason that shit happened is because 3 dudes went into a desert and opened a tube and a whole bunch of demons popped out. Once again, in the lore of Power Rangers, it's always niggas that did something that has nothing to do with the show.
Yep.
It's always random niggas opening shit that they shouldn't be opening, releasing a whole bunch of monsters, demons, space aliens, and all types of shit. And it had nothing, and you'll never see them motherfuckers.
Nope.
They caused the shit, and other people got to clean it up for the rest of the city. These niggas opened up one shit, and it caused us about like 60 to 100 of dealing with it.
Listen, I'm like, man,
because how many times we always have to ask, what happened to them niggas who opened up the dumpster?
Yep. Ain't never been seen again.
Never been seen. The niggas who opened up the tomb to the demons, never been seen again. All the niggas, never been seen again.
You know what's crazy? I was like, yo, if they was to remake this show in current times, I already know who Carl Zichter is. That's our boy Mark. Our boy Mark Z.
Yeah, 100%. Nigga, listen, bro. Listen, if it's not Marcus Elon, it's absolutely Elon. And they're not passing the lizard allegations, man. This would 100% make the lizard allegations 100% factual. Niggas would meme that shit to death.
Yeah,
100% all of that shit.
Yeah, like said, had to put on an Oculus Rift. Yo, listen,
niggas don't even have to pull up with the makeup or nothing like that. Nigga already look half lizard. So right. Just keep it rocking. Elon Musk got a weird box-shaped body type anyway. That nigga Elon Musk is the badly built butch body type shit.
Listen, Ryan's new car could be a Tesla tank.
Yeah. Oh, that too. Shit. Yeah. Fuck around and find out Netflix is gonna reboot VR Troopers before they touch Power Rangers again.
Listen, it can work. They can make it work.
It fucking has, bro. Y'all done messed everything up, man. But yeah, so We're gonna close the book on VR Troopers for this week, and for our preview, our next review episode. By the time you hear us next, we should be pulling up with our guest for next week. It'll be a Friday recording special. This will be our guest. The homie Erica will be pulling up with us, and we'll be doing Powerpuff Girls specifically as requested from our guest. It'll be episode 1, so the very first episode of Powerpuff Girls, the animated classic, not the 2016, not nothing. It's the Gendy Tadakowski Powerpuff Girls with Craig McCracken, who did the original OG pilot first episode.
Okay,
and then we'll be discussing all the dynamics of whatever Erica wants to talk about with all kinds of power.
This should be fun. Stuff. This should be fun.
Because she's been wanting to talk about Powerpuff Girl stuff, because she went down a rabbit hole of watching the classic episodes and all that shit before. So I'm pretty sure that's pretty much what's on her mind. So that's gonna be definitely a chat. We can bring up all kinds of things that are already buried in the ground.
Oh yeah, we gonna have
and something, and also talks about a reboot, the one with Craig McCracken, and the horrible one we got in 2016, where some dude got his fan fiction off, and it was very, very.
Yo,
we definitely gonna be chatting next week on that for sure. But anyways, definitely gonna be chatting. So we got an email set up. What? Go ahead.
Before you go into the outro, I had to thought.
Yeah.
Who would you rather be your mentor, Zordon, Dimbar, or Professor Hart?
Well, just on the black, just keeping it black on black, and somebody that will probably understand me, it'd probably be Professor Hart. Just cause I gotta trust black industry. It's a black man, black creative and shit like that. I trust he will do me well, other than the man who's trying to recruit child soldiers. At least in this one, I feel like these are adults. At least they had the decision and they decide on their own. Fucking Casper over there is pulling up child soldiers. And I saw a video. I don't think I sent you this on TikTok. The video where they was pressing. I think the news report was pressing Zordon about why he children soldiers, and it was the Diddy apology video. It was like, I was sick. I was twisted back in the day. I was like, yeah, go ahead, Casper. That's you right there trying to beat the child rearing allegation. Diddy Casper. So no, it won't be Zordon. Especially with his lying ass forgetting to tell niggas that he could sacrifice himself to wipe out all the evil on the planet. So, all right, you lying ass. You telling me I could have killed you all along? You could have gotten a rock. You could have killed everybody with the big wave. All right, got you.
So ain't nobody rocking with Nimbar.
So, nigga, that wasn't even a conversation. Nobody talking with the slave master Nimbar. I'm going with the Black Power. We just passed Juneteenth. Why the fuck would I pick the white man Casper? And why would I take slave master Nimbar? No, I ain't doing this. Man. It's Juneteenth. Put your fists up, bro. No, we going with black owned business. Black built product, black man running. I'm going with Jasper, not Casper, not slave master Nimbar. We going with Jasper. Black owned, black resource, black powered, black everything. I'm going with Professor Hart. Jasper got my fuck Zordon.
Oh man.
On that note, we got an email set up at blerdbynature@gmail.com, Facebook, Instagram, and threads at Blerd By Nature, Twitter /X at Blerd By Nature, nature spelled Nature. Co-host, hit us with the YouTube.
You can find us on YouTube and reality and virtual reality by searching for Blerd By Nature Podcast.
All podcast platforms and all kinds of shit like that. You won't find us on Meta, but you will find us all around the platforms, all around and shit like that. Whatever the fuck they want. Because I keep getting emails about like Spotify and Google Podcasts and everything all flip-flopping and flooping. So we'll be wherever the wind blows with all them podcast platforms.
Sure.
Yep. So yeah, check us on as we are recording now. We're gonna be putting out more episodes and stuff like that. But check out our latest upload as we have so far. It's that Avatar live action Netflix episode with our good friend Jordan, and X-Men live episode 2 with Wilkins and shit like that. Guest abundance and more guests to come real soon. We got some good ones lined up and a lot of spicy shit coming up. So we in the docket for that too. Yes, so any final notes before I hit the outro, co-host?
Stay virtual, y'all.
Trust in Jasper. Thanks for joining us today from Black Thought to Nerd Power. There you go, Jasper. This is Nicholas, Mr. Go with the Flow.
And this is the man with the plan, Maurice.
And this was another edition of the Blerd By Nature Podcast.
Thank you for listening, everyone. And until next time, peace.
We are VR.
And that's